programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you. We got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how it must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. There's something that made you come back again. And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back. Welcome back. 'Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back indeed. It is Monday, September 13th, 2021. We don't have the date in the corner. Is that coming back, or is that just some... Ah! There's the date.
Ask and you shall receive.
How about that? Did I just waste a wish on the date?
Possibly, yes.
So I could have wished for anything, and I wasted it on the date appearing in the corner of the screen.
Hey, man, you called it. I didn't. What can I say, man?
Could have had Kate Upton here in the studio. No.
Sure, yeah, you could have.
On this day in 1948, the F-86 Sabre sets a record when it travels 671 miles an hour. The record stands until 3 years ago when somebody yelled to Peter, "Hey, it's last call."
Stop it. I think I saw one of those this weekend.
I was just going to ask you if you saw a Sabre jet up there.
Hold on.
You went to an air show.
There was a trainer, but I think it's... no, I did not. I saw
did
this.
not.
I saw the Starfighter, you know,
Okay.
the one with the two wing
Yes,
tanks.
It's not a very good plane.
Oh, that's an awesome plane.
Yeah, I mean, effective. I mean, it looks kind of funky.
It still holds the fastest... I think it holds a speed record more than the Sabre.
One of the worst movies of all time, too. It was
The Last Starfighter?
Was that the... No, not the...
The one about the video game?
No, the Starfighter, the actual play. There was a movie, Mystery Science Theater did it, and of all the movies they've done, it is like... It is such a horrific movie.
Really?
He has a story about basically it's like a promo for that thing. Anyway, look at this. 1 minute into the show, we're already sidetracked. Whether by free will or somebody is forcing you, you're listening to That'll Learn Ya with your average run-of-the-mill alum, Michael Buster McMahon. See, I'm an alum. That's why we play the song.
You are, yeah.
Welcome back, because I'm back at my alma mater. See.
Gotcha.
Is that the first time we've explained the song in 8 years?
Probably.
Maybe
yeah.
on the first show we did.
Yeah.
I had a fight. Remember when I had to fight for that theme song?
Yes.
The powers to be said, I don't think it's a good one. I'm like, it's totally appropriate. I'm coming, welcome back, Cotter. He came back to his school to teach, and I'm coming back to school to do this show. It's perfect.
I got you.
Okay. And we'll explain the song again in another 8 years if we're still in the air. Joining me is my pal and producer, Peter Coles. All those years of half-assing has really paid off for him, hasn't it?
Sure.
Today in the
Yeah.
show, cool stories about great songs. Plus, if we have time, we'll discuss the dangers of diving in Jacob's Well in Texas. But we probably won't have time for that. So sit back and relax. And remember, a pessimist is somebody who was forced to listen to too many optimists.
Okay, I got that.
Okay. Hey, Mark Auerbach's going to be in the show at the 9 o'clock hour.
How'd you line up that one?
I pulled a few strings. He's got a show on Friday. It's a pretty good show. Arts Beat. Arts Beat. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
You bet you've never seen it before.
That's not true. Why would you say something like that?
Because you haven't.
I try to be very supportive of all we've had.
What's it about?
It's about interviewing. He's got like different people from different art stuff, stage and stuff. It's a very good show.
Okay.
It's your second favorite show, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay. We've had.
If that makes you feel better, absolutely.
I'm guessing that this is one of your top 5 favorite shows to do.
Top 5, yes.
Yes, absolutely. We've had Kenny on. I'd like to get everyone on. We'll get Tina on sometime. That'd be kind of cool. Tina seems cool. She cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's very cool.
Yeah, I think I've met her once, so I don't think I've ever spent much quality time with Tina. So I don't know what that would be like. But anyway, this isn't what we do. We don't just gab. Hey, the Patriots played yesterday.
I listened to the game on the radio coming back from New Hampshire.
Did some swearing. The fumble. I mean, we should have won that game, but the quarterback looked okay. He played it safe, which is good. I'm surprised they let him throw 40 times a game.
The quarterback play was pretty darn good for his first time out of the barn. And they were going back to the old Patriots style. This is Patriots style
they didn't let him
football.
take any shots, but that's fine. I have no problem with the underneath stuff as long as it's effective and it works.
I heard he threw one 30 yards down the field.
Yeah, maybe one, but I'm just saying he didn't really take too many shots, which is fine. I mean,
you don't want to take too many shots. You got to build up
once in a while.
You have to build up his confidence.
It also, and I'm all about that. But I'm surprised they let him throw it 40 times. I really am. I did not think that was going to be the game plan at all. I thought it was going to be run.
As an Alabama guy, I think they were very confident in his skill set that he could do it. The biggest thing you got to worry about a quarterback is nerves, and the first time they take that pro hit.
His first play was
took
horrible.
a couple shots. I know nerves, right?
But other than that, he looked pretty good. I think this could work out. But, it was such an opportunity with the Jets and especially Buffalo losing, and you're playing Miami. You could have been the only 1-0 team in the division, and now Miami's looking down on everybody, which is not what you want to be. Because I think, let's face it, Buffalo is probably going to win the division, and you're fighting with Miami.
Isn't their quarterback out? Didn't he get hurt?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Who was
he
that?
might have been.
Fitzpatrick got hurt. What team is he with?
Well, he's with Washington.
Oh, okay.
He was with Buffalo like 17 teams ago.
Never mind.
It's look this up, okay?
I didn't watch much football last year, honestly.
I did.
I didn't. And I have a fantasy team this year for the first time in, 5 years.
How many teams are in your league?
I think there's 10.
Okay. Because I remember didn't you play one year with like 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you told me your team. I'm like, what the hell? You're like stacked. But then I found there was like 6 teams.
People got really mad at me about my first pick was Travis Kelce. And sure enough, he had a bomb out day yesterday.
It's risky to go non-running back in the first round of your draft. I grabbed Kelce in the second round. But yeah, it is risky to do that. But Kelce is probably maybe one of the only people, or maybe Devontae Adams, who didn't do anything yesterday.
And then, of course, Antonio Brown's supposed to be out injured, right? So I put him on the bench, and he goes off.
Yeah. Yep.
I would have crushed my opponent.
My fantasy team, we have 12 teams. I was probably, I'm going to be in the top 5 scoring for the week. Not bad, right?
I got 139 points on NFL.com.
Can I finish my story?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm going to be one of the top 5 scoring teams, which is, okay, right? But unfortunately, I played the team that had the second most points. So I'm going to have a loss. And I just look around at the other, I congratulated my wife on her victory. She won. And she's like, thank you. She was very happy I congratulated her. And then I guess I cheesed her off because I'm like, well, if you played me, you would have lost. But she's like, well, that wasn't necessary to say. I'm like, well, it kind of was.
No, it
Just,
wasn't. My opponent only has Lamar Jackson playing tonight. That's it.
Ooh, yeah, but he can score some points.
Yeah, but I'm up by 51.
You're probably safe.
Probably. Yeah, I think probably is the answering word, but I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm up by 51 points right now.
All right, so this is, as I said, this isn't what we do. We don't just gab. We play some great songs. If you're new to the show,
We probably should have a fantasy segment off the top during the football season.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But most people have drafted already, so I don't know what advice I could give them.
Who to play this week?
We're in
stuff like that.
we're in the top. This is our 25th year, our league,
Okay.
the SFL, the Shoeless Football League.
Yep.
And I've been to 9 of the Super Bowls out of 24 past ones. That's pretty good.
That's not
12-team
bad.
league.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's real. And I've got 6 titles, more than anybody else.
So you have legacy, so you keep your players from year to year?
No,
No?
we don't get to do that. You got to redraft. I'm just, as I told my daughter, she's like, well, why do you think you're going to do well in fantasy sports? And I'm like, well, because of this. And she's like, what, because you're going bald? How's that going to help you in fantasy?
I love your daughter.
I know, she's a little insult comic.
Your daughter. She's a hoot.
All right.
And she's in school, so I can say that, and she won't get a swelled head.
That's right. All right, so this one, this is one of the blues songs that really shaped rock and roll. And I think it's a good one to start off with.
Okay.
When the genre was pretty much just being born, the guy who wrote the song said, you know what, the stark realism, the drama, and especially the vocal delivery on this song are what do it for me on Coochie Man. It's half conversational. Muddy Waters really gets your attention without overdoing it. And those lyrics about a gypsy woman, I always felt, kind of fascinating.
It's been covered a few times.
Yeah, who isn't a little intrigued by a gypsy woman?
Okay.
You're not?
Not really.
No? You just don't want to admit it.
I've been watching too much my Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Yes.
That's a
It
show?
was a reality show for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm good with that.
all right. I got nothing else to add to that. Well, here is the great Muddy Waters leading off with Hoochie Coochie Man, 89.5 WSKB.
The gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, you got a boy child's coming. He gonna be a son of a gun. He gonna make pretty women jump and shout. Then the world wanna know what this all about. But you know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Well, you know the Hoochie Coochie Man. Everybody knows I'm here. I got a black cat bone. I got a mojo too. I got a John the Conqueror. I got to mess with you. I'm gonna make you girls lead me by my hand. Then the world will know I'm a Hoochie Coochie Man. But you know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Well, you know the Hoochie Coochie Man. Everybody knows I'm here. On the 7 hour, on the 7 days, on the 7 month, the 7 doctors say he was born for good luck, and that you see, I got $700. Don't you mess with me, but you know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here. Well, you know the Hoochie Coochie Man. Everybody knows I'm here.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtsBeat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
I'm headed down a highway, got my suitcase by my side. A blue sky's hanging over my head, I got 500 miles to ride. I'm going down to Memphis town, late night show. I hope the people Mama told me when I was young, sat beside me, my only son. Listen closely to what I say, and if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. Well, take your time, don't live too fast. Troubles will come, and they will pass. We'll find a woman, yeah, and you'll find love. And don't forget, son, there is someone up above. And be a simple kind of man, or be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Oh, won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Get your lust for the rich man's gold. All that you need is in your soul. And you can do this, baby, if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man.
Leonard Skinner. Eventually, we got the right song.
Yeah.
Nice job. So, Ronnie Van Zant's grandmother died, and he knew what it was like. His bandmate Gary Rosington's mother died, and he was over. They were hanging out, and he was consoling Gary for losing his mother. He's like, I don't know what it's like to lose a mom, but I did lose my grandmother, and I was very close to her, and they're just sitting and talking, and they're like, what was great about them is just the great advice that my mom gave me. He's like, yeah, my grandmother gave me great advice too. And they were talking about all the advice that these two women in their lives gave them growing up.
Sure.
And Gary's like, that'd be a cool song. And he worked on the chord progression and everything. And he's, Ronnie was like, you know what, you're right. And he started writing lyrics. And in about an hour, they had the song.
Well, look at all the great advice they got given. And it's not hard because it's just giving advice to the next generation.
Yeah.
And it's good for the next generation now.
Yep. Of course, Ronnie lied a bit when he said his mom sat him and said, sit next to me, my only son. She didn't only have one son.
Right.
But you take a little creative.
Yeah, it
license,
works
right?
for the
It works for the song.
Works for the song,
so,
sure. Yeah.
Great advice. Great advice. Hey, I don't know. Was I wrong to be upset by this?
What?
You're going to tell me maybe I overreacted. I didn't get mad. But I went to I was craving a grinder. And I'm like, I want a nice cold cut grinder. So I stopped at this local establishment, and they had a sign, a special, that they had. The special today was a sausage grinder with onions and peppers for, I don't know, it was like $7.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? I'm reading the defense. I'm calling an audible. That sounds good. I'm going to get that. So I ordered that, and they're like, our peppers and onion mix, we're short. So, it's just peppers, but we can chop up some onions and put it on your grinder. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
That's different, though.
Yeah, it is different, but you know what? It's still fine. I do like cooked onions, but this will be fine. And she's like, there'll be a 50 cents upcharge because, we're going to add the onions. I'm like, so your special for $7 isn't $7. It's $7.50. And she's like, well, yeah, I guess. And I
get a false upcharge.
Yeah. All right. So like 50 cents. Like, I'm not cheap. I just don't like the feeling I'm being ripped off. I'm like, your special isn't $7 then. Your special is $7.50. And she's like, well,
it's not your fault that they can't provide this.
I know,
what's advertised.
You can't give me the
if they can't give you what's advertised, I think that's illegal in this state.
That's why I said, you know what? Just give me the cold cut. So I just went with the cold cut because over 50 cents. I know you're saying, oh, 50 cents. What's the big? It's the feeling of being ripped off. I didn't want.
Well, if you advertise a special, you have to deliver on it.
That's what I'm saying.
I would agree with that.
Okay, so I didn't get mad.
She probably gets yapped up because you put 2 toppings on it, and her boss might yell at her. I get her side of it.
Yep, but
not necessarily her fault.
But
the proprietor should not to have the special.
So as I said, I didn't get mad. I just said, you know what? Just give me a cold cut grinder then. Let's just skip all this baloney, and I'll just get my cold cut grinder.
Did you skip the bologna on the cold cut?
I don't think so. I think there was bologna in the cold cut.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at how quick I am on that.
Yeah, look at that.
I learned from the master.
Look at that.
And anyway. I know how to butter them up, too. Like an English muffin.
Yes, you do.
Would you believe?
All my nooks and crannies.
Right. I actually went to a breakfast restaurant yesterday up in New Hampshire that offered English muffins as a bread choice.
Yeah.
Where was I? Wow.
Partners in Agawam.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
No, that's cool because they
grilled or toasted.
They originally said, what bread do you want? And I said, they listed the choices, and I said, I'll have the sourdough. That'd be cool. And they came back, we're out of sourdough. I'm like, of course you are. And they offered an English muffin. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll
English
have that.
muffin. Yeah, I haven't had one of those in forever.
Yeah, pretty good.
It was properly toasted and buttered, and it was good.
All right, so moving on. This song. This song samples a guitar break from a Brazilian musician. The song was called Seville, and the classical guitarist died a couple years before the song came out. So he was given a co-writing credit, and a lot of the money went to his estate, which was
that's really good.
Nice of the singer to do that. And of course, the video for it, of course, features the singer in a weird paint. Do you remember the video, Gaudier's video?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's got all this weird paint on, and it was taken all day to do the video. And he was driving home. He didn't take the paint off, and he wanted a coffee to stay awake for the trip home. So he pulled into McDonald's. And he goes, so I'm walking to McDonald's with all this weird paint on my face and everything, and nobody nobody batted an eyelash. Nobody was like, what the? Or he goes, maybe it's a common thing. Maybe people in this.
No big surprise there. Well, we're in a country that we're in a world.
This is Australia.
We're in a world that doesn't really socialize anymore.
Well, I mean,
with people you don't know.
But this was Australia, and he goes, maybe it's just a common thing for people to come in with their face all painted up. It was a cool song, and I think basically he just ended up a one-hit wonder. But wow,
so far,
pretty big hit. Here's somebody that I used to know, 89.5 WSKB.
Said you felt so happy you could die. I told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's an ache I still remember. Resignation to the end, always the end. So when we found that we could not make sense, well, you said that we would still be friends. But I'll admit that I was glad it was over. You screwed me over, but it made believing it was always something that I'd done. But I don't wanna live that way, reading into every word you say. You said that you could let it go, and I wouldn't catch you hung up on somebody that you used to know. But you didn't have to cut me.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Join us every Thursday morning.
From 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show.
Right here on WSKB 89.5.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Just an old-fashioned love song playing on the radio, and wrapped around the music is the sound of someone promising they'll never go. You swear you've heard it before as it slowly rambles on. No need in bringing them back 'cause they're never really gone. Just an old-fashioned love song, one I'm sure they wrote for you and me. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down in three-part harmony, to weave our dreams upon and listen to each evening when the lights are low, to underscore our love affair with tenderness and feeling that we've come to know. You swear you've heard it before as it slowly rambles on and on. No need in bringing them back 'cause they're never really gone. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down in three-part harmony. Just an old-fashioned love song, one I'm sure they wrote for you and me. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down in three-part harmony. Just an old-fashioned love song, one I'm sure they wrote for you and me, to weave our dreams upon and listen to the song. Just an old song coming down. Just an old song, what I'm sure they wrote for you and me. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down in three-part harmony. Just an old-fashioned love song, what I'm sure they wrote for you and me. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down in three-part harmony. Just an old-fashioned love song, what I'm sure they wrote for you and me. Just an old-fashioned love song, coming down in three-part harmony. Just an old-fashioned love song, what I'm sure they wrote for you.
So written by Paul Williams. You know who Paul Williams is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Enos from Smokey and the Bandit. Of
Right,
course,
the short guy.
Yeah, he's fun,
Super talented, though.
fun little actor and an amazing musician.
Yeah.
And just I would have liked to have hung out with him. So the who was hanging out with him was a girl. He was going to go on a date, and just before he left his house, he got a phone call and said, "Hey, Paul, this song that you wrote, not this one, just went gold." And he's like, "Wow, this is really cool." So he goes over to the girl's house and he's like, "Guess what?" He goes, "I have a gold record." And she's like, "Well, that's great." He's like, "Yep, just me. I just wrote a silly old-fashioned love song and it became a hit." And she's like, "Well, that'd be a cool title for a song." And he's like, "Hey, how hungry are you?" She's like, "Well, I can wait a minute." And he runs over to her piano and he starts banging this out. And he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "It's such a simple song." He goes, "I wrote it in 20 minutes and you can tell it's such a simple
Did he give her a writing credit?
I don't
Come
think
on, she came
so.
up with it.
Well, he said it. He said, I did it with an old-fashioned love song, but she was the one who recognized it. I don't know what she got out of the deal. I don't. I don't have that information. But basically, he wrote it in her house, so maybe he put,
I'd give her writing credit for that.
that's
Give
a
her-
lot, man.
cut her a
Writing credit.
check.
Maybe, I'm sure he picked up the tab for dinner.
I'd cut her a
I'm sure he
check
did
for that.
anyway. Now, you can totally, I'm going to tell you something.
Here's 5G.
I'm
Ching.
going to tell you something about this next song, and as you hear it,
Yes.
you're going to totally hear it. I didn't realize this. I didn't know this. And as soon as I heard this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can so hear it. So this song, Invisible Touch by Genesis,
Yes.
was completely inspired by the Prince-written song Glamorous Life for Sheila E. You know that song that Sheila E. had?
Yeah.
Yes.
With the incredible just bass drum line.
Yep. And of course, she was a great drummer. So you're going to totally hear this when you hear it. Here is Invisible Touch by Genesis.
Why didn't we play
What?
that song first?
No, because we've got a tight schedule here. We're already behind.
All right.
You can hear the song in your head, and you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it as you hear the Invisible Touch. You're going to be like, oh, I can totally hear Glamorous Life in this song.
All right.
So here you go.
Well, I've been waiting here so long, but thinking nothing could go wrong. Well, now you wait. 'Cause you'll always be my dream come true. Oh, my darling, I love you. Remember yesterday, walking hand in hand. Love that I've seen the same. I remember you through the sleepless nights, through every endless day. I wanna be safe. I remember you. Remember yesterday, walking hand in hand. Love that I've seen the same. I remember you through all the sleepless nights, through every endless day. I wanna be safe. I remember.
Skid Row. Now, they had a bunch of originals, and they were touring, and they were playing clubs and everything, and that particular song was very, very popular with the ladies, which is always a smart thing to do in clubs to make the ladies happy. Because
Sure, yeah.
they come back, and then,
Buy more drinks.
where the women are, men will show up. So
Yes.
it's a smart thing to do. So when they were putting their album together, Sebastian Bach, the lead singer, was the only one who wanted that song on the album. Everyone's like, no, people are going to think we're like a chick band or something, and no, we don't want that. We're rockers. And he's like, you guys are crazy. This is a hit. We're not going to say no to a hit. And they're like, we don't want it.
And every album has to have that one ballad.
Yeah, a power ballad, it's a smart thing to do. And the record company completely agreed with Sebastian Bach, and they're like, no, that song is going on the album. And, of course, it became a hit. And as Sebastian Bach, he bragged later that it was the #1 prom song in 1990.
I'm sure it was.
He goes, we're going to be in forever people's mind. And, that
Might that be the year your bride graduated, or right soon thereafter?
Boy, oh boy, probably 92.
So it was around when she was in high school.
Yes. We wanted to play that before she went to work because
I gotcha.
She does like that song. That's for Karen. So
Just scored your points.
I suggested the song, but okay,
I know you did.
Thank you.
I embellished for you.
Thank you for playing it. Hey, here's a game that you can't win.
Wait a minute, before you go on to the next song.
Okay.
I have a story.
Okay.
So yesterday at the air show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they show the flyover for the Patriots game? Did you get to see that on TV?
I didn't see it on TV.
Okay. So at the flyover, I put this on Facebook yesterday. They had 2 F-35 Lightnings do the flyover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so also supporting that mission, there was a Pegasus tanker from New Hampshire. So the Vermont Guard had the fighters, and the New Hampshire Guard supplied the refueling plane. Well, so Bob Kraft felt bad that they were going to be taking a plane away from the air show, and so he sent that up.
Ah, cool.
As a static display.
Very nice.
Since the Patriots were at home this week,
Yeah, they need the plane.
they flew the 757 up, and it was a static display. So seeing that delivery of that up close and personal, it's a cool plane.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
All right.
Fun things at the New Hampshire.
Yeah.
New Hampshire Thunder over New Hampshire, they called it.
Here's a game that you can't win, okay? My mother asked me, she's like, hey, guess who I was on the phone with? And I'm like, I don't know.
Right? Yeah, sure.
And it turns out, I mean, you can't win the game because she was like, oh, it was Guy Fieri's father.
No way.
So
How does your mother know Guy Fieri's father?
well, I can't get into too many details right now. I have a family member who is thinking about opening a restaurant.
Okay.
And through some mutual channels and something, that there was some advice being given. But how do you win this game? Like, can you imagine if you had 3 guesses? Like, guess.
As a matter of fact, I tweeted at Guy Fieri this weekend.
Oh, so here we go. Everything's connected.
It's got to be because we stayed in Berwick, Maine, which is just outside of Dover, at this little Airbnb joint, and right down the street, I'm looking for restaurants around where we stayed, and one of the restaurants was named Gravy. That's it, just Gravy. And I looked at the menu, and you choose your gravy and you choose your entree, like a protein, and then you choose whatever you want on top of it. And that's the menu. And turns out the chef is from Connecticut. One of his best friends, who's another chef, since they were kids, they've been friends. He was up visiting because his kid goes like 6 degrees of everything, man. So we ended up talking to the guy because it was towards the end of the night. We got there pretty late, and just talking to him, and he's, I'm like, dude, you executed this perfectly. Like everything was perfect. And I'm like, he says, yeah, it's just kind of comfort food, And I'm like, yeah, but it's execution. I'm like, and I like the concept. And it's in an old train station. You order on a sheet, like exactly what you want, and he makes the plate to order. So your food's going to be good because he's making it to order.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it was an excellent meal. I was pleasantly surprised.
And if you're ever in New Orleans, try a restaurant called Red Gravy.
Okay.
Which is I guess Italians call their sauce. It's an Italian restaurant.
Okay.
Very, very good.
I got you.
Anyway, I don't know if you're going to be in New Orleans anytime soon, but
it's one of the places on the bucket list.
yeah, I like New Orleans. It's got to be unbearable. I would not want to be there in the summer, but spring or fall, yeah, it's a pretty cool place to be.
I got you. All right, back to the music.
So no. So how do I win this game? Like, can you? I just
how do you
can't-
win the game?
I just can't picture my mom saying, "All right, guess who I was on the phone with?" And I'm like, "Uncle Donnie."
Right.
Nope.
There's
my sister's husband. Nope. All right. Well, then, Mom, it can only be one person. It's got to be Guy Fieri's father.
Right. Yeah. There's no way you're going to win that game. That's like the Kobayashi Maru.
Exactly.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No,
do
I
you?
don't.
You're not a Star Trek fan. Never mind.
I'm not opposed. Like, I've seen a couple episodes.
The Kobayashi Maru is the impossible test.
Gotcha.
There is no way to win unless you rig it like James T. Kirk did.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's only one place to go after that.
Hey, the Trek fans know that.
So now the Four Seasons, they were kind of starting to worry about their image because their lead singer sings falsetto, and they were singing like Sherry and Big Girls Don't Cry, and they said we're coming off as too sensitive. We really need a change in subject matter. We got to toughen up our image, and the solution was this song. It was written by an ace songwriting team. And basically, Frankie Valli mans up, and he goes, hey, I'm not going to put up with this girl's dirty lies. So this was their way of trying to toughen up their image a little bit. Here's "Walk Like a Man," 89.5 WSKB.
Oh, how you tried to
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Spirit that won't let
Oh, I'd like to steal that song for one of my unfinished musical librettos. Oh, it's just, you can feel the emotion. And you know why you can feel the emotion behind that song?
Why is that?
Because John Cicada, when he was touring and stuff, he met like a woman in Amsterdam.
Yep.
And he really liked her and everything. But, he had to move on. He had this tour and everything. And when he got back, he wrote the song about her because he realized that he's like, you know what? This lifestyle that I have, I'm really missing out on something really, really special. And I miss that girl. And he wrote that song about her.
Very cool.
And you can feel the emotion in it.
Yes, you can. That was a very emotional song. I agree. I love that song when it came out originally. Anyway, when that originally came out.
And my mother will be mad if I don't point out that Angels is her nickname.
Okay.
So there you go, Mom. So do we have our guest here? Hey, Mark Auerbach.
Look, I even snazzed up the background.
Guys.
Hey,
yeah!
Thanks for joining us. Now, Mark's got a great show on Friday where he talks the local musicians and actors, and it's a great show. And thank you for joining our show.
It's always a pleasure. I every once in a while come into the studio early and see you recording and stuff like that, but we never get a chance to talk.
No, we don't, and it's a shame. And because one of the things I really, really like about your show and everything is you're so passionate about the arts. Now, where does this passion come from?
Well, I grew up in the arts. My mother was a dancer. I started performing in musicals as a kid, studied it in high school, majored in it in college, and then my career path went different. I went into broadcasting and public relations, but I've always had this passion, and I'm one of the few arts reporters in the country that gets the opportunity to cover performing arts and visual arts in the market that I work in. So it's a great life. I can't thank enough people, and I will never complain about what I'm asked to cover.
What was your favorite musical that you were ever involved in?
That's hard to say. It's always the one that I was doing at the time. I think my all-time favorite musical that I ever performed in was Cabaret. My all-time favorite musical that I ever saw was Sweeney Todd.
Now, have you ever been involved, like you get cast in a musical, and then you realize that I really hate this show? Has that ever happened?
It happened to me not in a musical, but in a non-musical drama. When I was in school, there was a repertory theater on the campus of American University in Washington, D.C. And this world-famous director, F. Cal Strickland, came to the university to direct a play. He was one of the first directors at the Berkshire Theater Festival up in the Berkshires and was nationally known. And the play was a 1930s drama about Eastern Europe called Goat Song, and I was cast as a speaking peasant, and also one of the ghosts that came back to haunt somebody who had left the Communist Party and gone back. So I had one line, and it was on the side of a riverbank, and it said, "These logs are floating in the river." It was probably the most boring 3 hours of my life, 8 times a week, but I did it to work with a particular director, and I guess in retrospect I had a good time, but I would never go see that play again, read it again, or talk about it except on the show.
Things I didn't know about Mark Auerbach.
Yeah. Sometimes
like the lead peasant in Goat Song.
Sometimes you can do a musical so many times you get sick of it, but I've done it so many times and I'm never sick of it, is Chicago. I don't think I can get sick of Chicago. Maybe it's cliche-ish, but I always like performing in the musical Chicago.
I love Chicago. I mean, there's some shows that if I were still performing on stage, I could do 8 nights a week for years and years and years, because as a performer, as well as being a broadcaster, you could interview the same person 10 times and you find something new or a different nuance each time you do it that gives it something fresh and exciting.
Now, you would definitely retire. Why are you retired? And are you absolutely retired? If somebody said, "Hey, I need you for this part. You'd be perfect for the part," you'd say no?
Well, first of all, it's a lot of work,
and
I have a day job, and I do all this radio stuff and everything else, and so it would make a major commitment. So the show would have to be the right show. And second of all, unfortunately, I was trained as a song and dance person, and because of an accident I had a few years ago, I can't dance and I don't move very well. So I'd be restricted to certain kinds of roles that I don't really think I'd want to invest the energy to play.
That's why I tell people when I don't dance in musicals. I had an accident. It's.
Oh, I really did.
I know.
I
I
really
just.
Oh yeah, you really did for sure.
Now, what was your favorite interview? What was your like? Wow, I can't believe this was a good get. I can't believe I got him. Do you have one of those interviews?
I've got a couple. Before I came to WSKB and Westfield Community Programming, years ago, I'd worked in commercial radio and public radio. And I think my favorite one was with Christopher Reeve and Alec Baldwin. And both of them were at the Williamstown Theater Festival. And both of them were very much involved in making sure that the National Endowment for the Arts did not, and the government did not censor performing arts. Both of them were real passionate about it. And it was a fabulous interview, and I wish I could have done it again and again.
Now, is there anything that's you surprised that you were able to get out of somebody that you're interviewing, saying like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that they admitted that," or like, "Wow, what was there? Was there a great little golden piece of nugget that you got out of somebody?"
Not really. I mean, I never push the envelope with an interview. I'm there to be the cheerleader and let them just talk. There have been a couple of people over the years that have sort of surprised me about some of the things that they've said, but nobody's been controversial or really made a major gaffe.
Now, what's coming up on the show Friday? What can people look forward to hearing you on Friday?
Well, I can't actually remember at this moment because I do Arts Beat and I do On the Mark, so I've got 2 shows running a week.
So On the Mark this week coming up is me, and I don't know.
That's a good get.
Yeah, and Noreen Tassinari from the Big Wee.
I'm sorry.
Peter Coles was a guest at last minute because somebody else was a no-show. That's what happens you must know this too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every once in a while you get a no-show, and thank goodness for Peter Coles being able to jump in and talk about anything from rocket launches to what we're all doing in community programming to anything under the sun. So if it wasn't for Peter Coles, I would not be able to do either Artspeed or On the Mark or Athenaeum Spotlight for these 2 channels.
And then we preview the Big E with Noreen Tassinari from the marketing department on the Mark on Wednesday.
We talked about fried food, and we talked about cream puffs and all of that good stuff.
And then on Artsbeat on the 17th, we have Eric Hill and David Horgan.
Yeah, and Eric Hill is the director of Berkshire Theater Group, who is directing Shirley Valentine, which opens at the end of the month. And David Horgan is kind of like a Renaissance guy who got into music videos in the early days of MTV with like New Kids on the Block and Mark Wahlberg and all of that. He wrote a book called My Real Life, and we talked about that. He was a great interview.
So I'm writing a musical with a local musician, and it's 90% done. The story's there. We need 2 more songs. When it's completed, can we be guests on the show?
You bet.
All right, cool.
You bet.
It's called Can't You Bury These Tales, and it just needs 2 more songs, and it'll be complete. So,
when do you think you're going to do it?
Oh, jeez. Apparently, when you write a musical, it's not easy, but obviously the first 90% is the easier part, and the last 10% apparently is the hardest. So hopefully
that's true, and then
hopefully soon.
And then selling the musical to somebody else to want to produce it. All of a sudden you go from being a creator to a sales hack.
I'm biased, but I love it. But I'm biased.
Well, you should do it. I think everybody has a little bit of creativity in them, and those of us that are lucky enough to have it and be able to do something with it, it's a gift. And I just can't endorse highly enough people getting involved in their creative side.
Yes, because you know what? It's something that you may regret later on. Like, I had a story to tell, and I didn't tell it. Which
you're totally right. You're totally right.
Half the time I am. So now you've gathered the purpose of the show. We play songs and we tell the stories behind them. Now you have a song and a story to tell us.
I do have a song and a story. And when you asked me, or we talked about doing this, one of the songs that was played a lot this weekend is the song New York, New York. It goes in sync with 9/11 and some of the memories of New York. The song was written in the by the Broadway songwriting team of Kander and Ebb for the movie New York, New York, which starred Robert De Niro and Liza Minnelli. It was directed by Martin Scorsese, who needed a good theme song. Now, Kander and Ebb had quite a history with Liza Minnelli. They wrote a musical back in 1965 called Flora the Red Menace, which starred Liza Minnelli in her Broadway debut. She was 19 years old. She won a Tony Award, and it was their breakthrough musical. And after that, they wrote Cabaret, which, of course, is one of the great musicals of all time. And they were very grateful to Liza, so they continued to write material for her. They wrote her Emmy Award-winning Liza with a Z TV special. They wrote her the Broadway musical Chicago with her in mind, and she actually stepped into perform that early in its run when one of the stars, Gwen Verdon, had throat surgery. They composed the Rink for her, the Act for her, and other things. But they composed this song, and the movie was not a hit back in its day, but Liza sang it in concerts. And then Frank Sinatra decided to do a cover of New York, New York, which became world famous and hit the top of the charts. It was his last blockbuster new song that he put out there. And then when 9/11 happened, it sort of became the anthem of New York City. And a couple of weeks after 9/11, when Major League Baseball went back, Liza Minnelli sang it at Yankee Stadium. Shea Stadium, and the song became affiliated with 9/11, and it has to this day. It's Frank Sinatra's one of his top hits. It's certainly her top song, and it's the song of the people of New York City. And when Broadway came back after 9/11, they had hundreds of Broadway stars in the middle of Times Square singing New York, New York. So it's for anybody that's ever worked in New York or lived in New York or experienced New York, it is New York City's anthem.
Well, thank you very much, Mark, for joining us. We're going to play, I believe we're playing the Sinatra version. Do you like that one better? Did you want us to switch it up and do the Liza version? Or
Yeah, either one. It's just a fabulous song.
Okay.
And someday somebody will write something similar. It'll be called like Westfield, or Southwick, something like that. But a city could not ask for a better anthem written by a better group of Broadway composers.
Well, Mark, thank you very much. We enjoy watching your show on Friday right here on this channel. And again, thanks for joining us. Hope you tune in once in a while, and we'll have you back sometime.
It's great to see you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Mark. And here is Frank Sinatra, a 9.5 WSKB.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New in a city that never sleeps, and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New York.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Well, I know I never let
Okay, so something doesn't quite add up, right? It's 65 Love Affair, and he's talking about car hops and doo-wops, right? It doesn't quite add up, 1965, right?
Right.
Okay, there's a reason why.
Why?
The song was supposed to be 55 Love Affair, which makes a lot more sense. But the record company said, we kind of want to appeal to younger audiences. We're going to change it to 65 Love Affair. And he's like, well, that's stupid. I'm like, well, we're in charge, and this is what we're going to do. And he actually grew to dislike the song so much that when he was touring, he realized it was a hit and people wanted to hear it, but he didn't want to play it. And
Really?
it's one of the reasons why he stopped touring, because he's like, people want to hear it, I don't want to play it, and I'm not going to go out. So, kind of a little...
It's kind of lame, yeah.
Yeah, a little stubbornness on his part. He eventually went back to touring until he died. His other big hit, of course, was I Go Crazy, which is a great song that we've played before.
See, originally when I heard that song, before I knew what it was about or who did it, I thought it was a Hall & Oates song.
To me, it sounded a little like Cliff Richard.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, Hall & Oates was huge.
Yeah.
And I'd hear that song, and it just sounded like what Hall & Oates was putting out at the time.
The blue-eyed soul that they had.
Correct,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, I can see that.
Yep.
Now, this next song, is going to satisfy our what, Peter? What have we got?
Massachusetts
That's right.
Contingent.
We always play a song from Massachusetts Band. And this song was not a big hit, which, frankly, shame on every single one of you in the listening audience for not doing something to make this song a hit. It was a great song. When Joe Perry decided to take a break from Aerosmith for a little while, he started a band called the Joe Perry Project. And some of the local musicians that were in it was a guy named Charlie Farron and David Hull. And then once Joe Perry said, you know what, I'm going back to Aerosmith, they're like, all right, what do we do? And so they started a band. Now, Charlie Farron and David Hull, Farron Hull wouldn't quite work. So David Hull legally changed his name to David Height. Now you got a band. Now you got a band called Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Height had very little argument in his name going first, I think. Height Farron wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But this was a great song. In fact, Charlie Farron still became kind of big in the Boston local scene, and he will always play this song. And as he said, he goes, I like this song. It paid for my house.
There you go.
So even though it wasn't a giant hit, he still made some money off of it. A song I think is just absolutely a great song, and it's a shame it wasn't a bigger hit. Late 80s, early 90s, I believe. Here is Fool in Love by Fahrenheit, 89.5 WSKB.
Just a fool in love. Nobody falls so in love as I do, and now I fall for you, baby. We had a falling out. Nobody falls quite as hard as I do, and now I fall for you, baby. Nobody falls for girls like that. Think about
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Join us the third Wednesday of every month with Selectman Joe Didi and his take on everything Southwick.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Now, I don't know why, but like when we experience a breakup, I don't know if it's therapeutic, but we like to play like sad songs. You know, sad songs. I don't
Yes, I know. I can tell when you're in a melancholy mood.
No, well, I haven't gone through a breakup. I'm just saying, I'm suggesting that maybe songs like that is better in the healing process. I think maybe there is a healing process that we need to listen to sad songs for a while after we go through a breakup or something.
Yeah, sure, okay.
But that one might be better for you. You know, hey, you know what? You got lucky when I found you. Okay, so don't forget that.
See, I look at every relationship you go through as potentially it's a learning experience.
Yes, it is.
So I never get mad about any of them.
Well, you don't get mad, but I'm just saying, like, you know,
it's not worth it.
But on a breakup, there's some. I mean, unless you don't care that they go. I mean, sometimes people. I had a really weird.
See, I always care that they go. Some of them you just can't be with.
I had a weird arrangement with an old girlfriend. We agreed to be boyfriend-girlfriend for 3 months, to try it for 3 months.
Test drive.
And it was funny because we got along great as friends. We got along great when we were dating. But when we made the commitment, I think we were both looking for different things. And all we did was fight. And so one of us would say, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm not going to see you again. And the other one would say, you got 4 weeks to go.
Yeah, was that a reason you guys fought? Because you knew there was a time limit?
I don't know. But when it was, once the 3 months were over, we were both like, all right, see ya. And eventually we became friends again. And she was at my wedding. But it was a weird thing that we both,
yeah, that's definitely weird.
It was weird that we both held to it, where like neither one of us would let the other one go, no matter how much we were fighting. Like, she would say, I'm leaving. I'm like, you can't leave yet. Or I would say, that's it, I'm out of here. And she'd say, you can't. You still got 4 more weeks.
You're under contract.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird that we both honored this contract. It was a really bizarre thing. Now, the video for that song, I don't know if you've ever seen the video for it, features a lot of footage. They're like come across like found footage and they're watching it. And a lot of it is scenes. Well, a lot of it is. It's scenes from the TV show called Galactica 1980. Now, I don't know what kind of proof that they had that this show existed, but I'm telling you, as a Battlestar Galactica fan, I don't care what kind of memory you have or what kind of evidence that you have that the show Galactica 1980 existed. It did not. It simply did not exist, except for one episode. One episode was cool, but the rest of the episodes, nope.
They were all Battlestar Galactica?
The original Battlestar Galactica was very good. The remake was very, very good. It was really, really good. But Galactica 1980, nope, didn't exist. I don't know what people are talking about when they talk about Galactica 1980.
Oh, just because you hated it so bad?
I'm not the only one. See, what happened, of course, when ABC hired Battlestar Galactica, they expected it to be this giant hit because they're spending millions of dollars on it every week. And it was a hit, but not as big to justify the millions of dollars salary. So they canceled the show. And right back, people were upset. There was writing letters, and they realized, all right, we made a mistake. Let's bring it back. But now a lot of the people had moved on, and they said, we have to come up with something really special to bring the show back. All right, they finally find Earth. And it was just god-awful. Except for one episode. The very last episode, The Return of Starbuck. That was a cool episode. All right. Now, you know how I feel about remakes generally. And I was scared to hear the remake of this. I mean, I guess technically this one is kind of a remake. Russ Ballard, a great guy who wrote a lot of great songs, wrote it for himself, and eventually the band Rainbow did it, and it made a hit out of it. But a couple of years later, these girls from Britain, I think they were, Sherry and Marie Curry, they wanted to remake the song, and I actually looked it up. And it's not as horrible as I feared. Mm-hmm. And then I had a theory that maybe you can't do a bad version of the song because the song is just so damn awesome. Anyway, but they had a problem with the title. They're like, that's wrong. Since You've Been Gone, that doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be Since You Have Been Gone or Since You've Been Gone. Okay. And the record company's like, well, don't think too much about this. They're like, no. If we're going to redo the song, we're going to call it. So their remake of the version, Sherry and Marie Curry, their version is called Since You've Been Gone because it's more grammatically correct. But here is the version that we all knew and fell in love with by the band Rainbow, Since You've Been Gone, 89.5 WSKB.
So I get out of bed, put on my shoes, and in my to me. Your poison letter, your telegram, just goes to show you don't give a damn. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Could I be wrong? But since you've been gone, you cast a spell, so break it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Since you've been gone. If you will come back, baby, you know you'll never do wrong. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Could I be wrong? But since you've been gone, you cast a spell, so break it. Whoa, oh, ever since you've been gone. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone, I'm out of my head, can't take it. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
I want you to want me. I'm going crazy knowing he will be your lover tonight. And when he comes, I'll let you go. I'll just pretend as you walk out the door. Oh no, I can't sleep. Oh no, I'm going crazy with love over you.
The Commodores' last hit with Lionel Richie, and almost their last hit overall. They decided to part ways, and Lionel Richie was getting so good at writing those ballads, and they wanted to be the funk band, and they mutually decided maybe to go their separate ways.
Sure.
And we almost never heard from the Commodores again. Ironically, they did have a hit several years later, Night Shift, which also was kind of a softer song. So
it had some funk to it.
I think it was inevitable, but maybe they should try to keep Lionel Richie around a little longer and just, sucked it up and take your money. Although I guess they made plenty of money already, and I guess you want to be true to yourself, I guess.
Yep.
I guess that old argument, but we almost never heard from the Commodores again after that. Essential to the movie The Last American Virgin. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Okay. You think it's a very stereotypical 80s sex comedy, and then the ending. The ending of that movie.
No spoilers.
You've had 40 years to see the movie. All right. Look up the ending of this movie, and it was on one time. I'm like, whatever. Okay, it's got a cool soundtrack. It's on. I'm like, yep, typical stupid little teenage sex comedy movie. And then when I saw the ending, I'm like, what do I say? There's a reason why Casablanca is a better movie than Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tiffany's could have been just as good as Casablanca.
You always want people to be miserable.
She goes, no, it's more realistic, and it makes you think.
You always want people to be miserable.
She goes to the airport. He walks home in the rain. End of the movie. Boom! Breakfast at Tiffany's is one of the greatest films of all time. If they just do that. No. They turn the car around. They kiss in the rain.
That's a good movie, too.
It's a good movie.
You don't want people to be happy.
But it ain't Casablanca.
You don't want people to be happy.
I do want
We've
happy.
gone over this.
And some of my plays, believe it or not, I've written 40 plays. Some of them do have happy endings.
Yeah, probably begrudgingly.
Well, as I said, like none of them are forced. None of the happy endings are forced. It's natural. It's where it wanted to go, so I let it go. But Breakfast at Tiffany's, that's a forced Hollywood happy ending that didn't have to be on that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the movie, and I shut it off 2 minutes before it's over. And I'm like, wow, what a good movie.
Okay.
Anyway, so that song was essential to the movie The Last American Virgin.
Okay.
This was on the reunion tour, which we never thought we'd see. We thought when the Eagles parted that
Hell freezes over.
Yep, it froze over.
That was the name of the tour.
And it was a damn expensive tour also. I would have liked to have gone, but I remember I saw the ticket price. I'm like, does that come with dinner? Again, I'm not cheap. I just don't like the thought of being ripped off. It was a lot of money. I think it was like $200 or something for a ticket.
That's cheap nowadays.
I'm not paying. I'm not.
It was like $600 for Aerosmith when they were at the Mass Mutual Center.
I'm not spending $600 for a concert.
Okay.
I mean, my God, that's like half my mortgage.
Okay.
I bought a car once for $100, and it's ruined me for life because everything I compared to that $100 car I bought.
I think we went over this last week.
Maybe we might have. I'm getting old. I repeat my stories. Anyway, this song is so Don Henley. It's just Don Henley written all over it.
Yep.
And there's a great line in there. The more I think about it, Billy was right. Let's kill all the lawyers. Kill them tonight. Don Henley's actually referring to William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare wrote that.
Yep.
So he put that in the song. Billy was right. Here's Get Over It, to answer all the reality shows and all the whining that everyone was doing back then. Here's Eagles, 89.5 WS.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Reborn and shivering, spat out on new terrain, unsure, unconvincing. This faint and shaky hour. Day one, start over again. Step one, I'm barely making sense. For now I'm faking it till I'm pseudo making it from scratch begin again. But gun shy and quivering, timid without a hand, faint brave with steel intent, little and hardly here. Day one, start over again. Step one, with not much making sense just yet. I'm faking it. Time pseudo making it from scratch begin again, but this time I not as eyes wet to wide open, afraid if God's taking bites. I pray once to lose. Day one, start over again. Step one, I'm barely making sense just yet. I'm faking it till I'm pseudo making it from scratch begin again, but this time I not as sweet.
Holy crap! What a depressing song, huh?
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette. What happened to her? Suddenly, she was huge. That debut album, Jagged Little Pill, was a giant hit, and then she's still making content. And you know what? That is a beautiful song. Was not that big of a hit. And she was doing a sort of a set for industrial music types, like the new album's coming out to celebrate the new album. She's like, she played all the songs for them, and she introduced that song as the biggest rock bottom moment that she's ever written about.
Wow.
And so obviously it was some autobiographical stuff going on there, but what a beautiful song. What a depressing song, but
yes,
eerily beautiful.
Yes.
But we don't always we always end on a happy note, so it's
Yes.
okay that I had a sad song there.
Okay.
Hey, you're gonna call me lazy, and it's okay. Well, don't you don't even.
You're lazy.
Don't even bother calling me lazy, because I know this statement is going to be lazy.
Okay.
But you know what I find I'm really, really enjoying on, like, when I make a sandwich?
What's that?
Is some sliced tomato.
Okay.
Okay? But I kind of want them to sell, and maybe they do.
They probably do.
Do they sell tomato slices?
Yes, probably.
Because, like, I buy the tomato, and I know it's not that much work to slice the tomato yourself, but I kind of want somebody to slice the tomatoes, because I found out I didn't have any tomatoes, so I made a sandwich before I came to work.
Gotcha.
Here, and I found a jar of pickles, and I put the pickles on the sandwich, and the cold contrast, because I like to heat the sandwich, but the cold contrast of the pickles on the sandwich was very good. It reminded me that I like to have tomatoes on there, but the pickles come pre-sliced.
Okay.
Again, I know you're going to say I'm lazy for wanting to. Is that being lazy?
Yes, that's being
for
lazy.
tomato
Yes.
slices.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah,
but I kind of want that. I want pre-sliced tomatoes.
Okay, you do that. You do you.
I invent that. All right. Anyway, that's the show. Hopefully you learned something. I want to thank Mark Auerbach. Be sure to tune in Friday for his show.
And Wednesday for his show.
And Wednesday.
Other show.
Wednesday and Friday. He gets 2.
Hey, man, he cranks it out.
Okay. I'm good with one.
He puts in the work, yeah.
I'm good with one. I probably could have 2 if I push for it, but I don't want to. I'm good. I am Michael Buster McMahon. Drink your milk. Look both ways before crossing the street. Never, ever give up your dreams. That's my pal and producer in there, Peter Cole. Say goodbye, Peter.
Goodbye, Peter.
We always like to end with something kind of fun, and people seem to really like when we played the Kermit and Debbie Harry 2 weeks ago with the Rainbow Connection. So we're playing some more Kermit from Sesame Street. Here he's got a mix-up, trying to buy one of his buying a T-shirt to comical effect. Enjoy, and we will see you next week. Mwah.
Uh-huh. Hi-ho. Well, hello, sir, and welcome to the wonderful world of T-shirts.
Good. Yes, I ordered a T-shirt with my name on it. Kermit the Frog, just like it says on my shirt right here. And you said it would be ready today?
Yes, sir. I never forget a face.
Good.
Here it is, your Kermit the Frog T-shirt.
Oh, no. I don't think that says Kermit the Frog. That says Kermit the Gorf.
What?
G-O-R-F. You see, frog is F-R-O-G. You got the letters kind of mixed up there. I think you made some kind of mistake.
I never make mistakes.
No, but that says
No,
Kermit
I'm
the
sorry.
Gorf.
I do not
And there's
make
no
mistakes.
such person
I'm
as Kermit
sorry,
the Gorf.
Hi, I'm Kermit the Gorf. My T-shirt ready?
Yes, here it is, sir. Your T-shirt. Wear it in health.
Thanks.
What, that's Kermit the Gorf? That's weird. And now...
Oh, yes, sir. May I help you?
I told you, I'm Kermit the Frog, and I ordered a Kermit the Frog T-shirt.
Ah, that is a hot item. Someone else just ordered it. Here it is. Kermit the Frog T-shirt.
No. That says Kermit the Forg, F-O-R-G.
What?
Yeah, and my name is Kermit the Frog, F-R-O-G. There's no such person as Kermit the Forg.
Now, just a moment, sir.
Hi, I'm Kermit the Frog. You got my T-shirt?
Of course I do, sir.
Okay.
Here is your T-shirt.
Thanks.
And thank you.
I don't believe this. That's really weird.
I'm sorry. What may I do for you?
I told you, I'm Kermit the Frog. I want a Kermit the Frog T-shirt.
My, that's 2 other people who asked for that. Here it is, Kermit the Frog T-shirt.
No. Now that says Kermit the Groff, G-R-O-F. And I'm Kermit the Frog, F-R-O-G. Don't you understand?
Now, sir, I understand. I'm an owner of this shop.
Wait a minute, don't tell me you're Kermit the Groff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, take your T-shirt and get out of here.
Here you are, sir. Don't mind that customer.
What do you mean, don't mind that customer?
Thank you.
I want my Kermit the Frog T-shirt now.
Now, sir, what may we do for you?
I'm Kermit the Frog, and I told you I want my Kermit the Frog T-shirt.
Oh, well, no reason to get emotional.
I'm not emotional.
I'll check on that. Harry, what about that Kermit the Frog T-shirt?
Oh, yeah, that'll be ready Thursday.
That'll be ready Thursday.